What's up, guys? Long time no see. Figured I'd shoot a Jerry After Dark since I'm a little nervous right now. I'm headed to my pain doctor to get my either 4th or 5th injection into my SI joints in my hip and my lower back. Not gonna lie, this shit hurts really, really bad, so I get a little bit of PTSD right beforehand. And plus, today is the first day I'm driving myself. Usually my wife takes me, but she had school stuff with Xander today, and the last couple of times that I got a shot, it wasn't too bad. I was able to walk afterwards, so I think I'll be able to drive okay, as long as I don't hit a bunch of traffic, which is funny, right as I'm saying that I'm in traffic now. Just because the clutch is really, really difficult, really, really heavy in this car, and that's the side I'm getting the shot on, so that leg can go a little numb. But anyways, that's the future. We won't worry about that. I've been being quite a bit more active, which isn't saying much lately, but it's a step in the right direction. I've been forcing myself to play Beat Saber again in VR, even though, oh man, this traffic's gonna suck. I've been forcing myself to play Beat Saber, and last night I was able to make it 45 minutes when my previous best was probably 10. So obviously things are improving. I've been forcing myself to go outside and do some yard work little by little. It's been excruciatingly painful, and the pain meds I have do very, very little now. I mean, there's still the difference between me being able to do it and not being able to do it, but it doesn't work nearly as good as they used to, and that's to be expected. But it looks like right now I got to focus as hard as possible on losing weight and gaining muscle in my ass, lower back, and abs, which is no easy feat, obviously. If it was, everybody would be doing it. So I also need to still call and set up my physical therapy. The reason I haven't so far is because I'm supposed to do a consult with the weight loss doctor, but this guy wants $250 just to say hello to me, for me to come in and basically do just an orientation and be like, hi, how you doing? Welcome to my patient roster. And then he doesn't do anything on the first day, blood tests or anything like that, because apparently there's a law in Washington where they can only bill you once per visit for one procedure. So instead they just make you come back 3 times instead of something they can do in 10 minutes all in one spot. So I got to pay $250, do that. Insurance doesn't cover none of that. Then I have to come back a second time, pay another $250 to get the blood work. And then I have to pay another $250 to come back and get the results of that blood work, and then maybe some prescriptions for the first round of drugs that I'm going to need for the hormone therapy stuff. So for weight loss, I'm not doing a sex change or anything, but hey, you guys will be the first to know if I decide to go that route. I'll tell you what though, like $750 is not a small amount of money. So I've been kind of shrugging that off, seeing if we can talk to the insurance company and negotiate something, because we've done it before. I mean, if you nag the insurance company enough and you basically convince them that if they don't help out and pay for it and you don't get the service, you're going to end up costing them a buttload more money. They generally will do something, you know. Okay, what the hell's going on here? Hold on. Oh, big ass dump truck in the wrong lane. It's weird getting out and driving again, you know. I haven't driven in a long, long time. I just went for my first long drive. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? Shit, I don't even remember. No, it was 2 days ago. I went and saw my old boss up in North Bend. And that was about a 70-mile round-trip drive. And man, was that nerve-wracking when you haven't driven for a long time. But it is fun to get out and drive. I can tell you what, I don't fit in this car anymore. I've gained so much weight during COVID because of all the really worsening issues with my back and my joints that I don't even fit in this car anymore. I'm sitting about as far back as I can and still reach the damn pedals without my belly hitting the steering wheel. So if that isn't a wake-up sign, I don't know what is. But the truth is, I've always wanted to lose weight. The reason it's been hard is because my activity level's been nothing. Like I don't even play video games anymore because my hands hurt so bad. It hurts to hold the controller. Like even driving hurts, holding the steering wheel gently. So one thing I figured out though is playing Beat Saber for a while is if I can get my cardio up and I get my heart pumping and stuff, even though I'm in pain, I notice the pain a lot less, which is something that I'm starting to get accustomed to. It's just fight through the pain. Like that day that I stood up for like 3 hours, it hurt really, really bad at like the 30 to 45 minute mark where I almost gave up, but I just stuck with it, shifted my weight, did the pee-pee dance, and eventually got over it. Things numbed up and I could just keep going. So I need to just get my body used to getting over that painful hump and have a little confidence that, you know, after I get over that hump, I'll be able to keep going for a while and not completely collapse and be paralyzed in bed again. So, but I think as I do it more and more and more, I'll start more readily accepting it, and it won't be such a hard sell, because that's the problem, is I want to go do it and end up talking myself out of it because I'm worried I'm going to hurt more than I already do. Constant pain sucks. It absolutely sucks. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Like, I would way rather have, like, brutalizing, tearing up, just like gut-wrenching pain for like 30 minutes a day and then be pain-free for the rest of the day. I would rather have that than the constant, like, middle pain that I experience 24/7. Like, I wish I could just have it all compressed into one bout where I just roll around on the floor going, oh God, and then I'm fine for the rest of the day. That'd be pretty awesome. But no, unfortunately, the card that I drew, it's just got to always be kind of lingering and hurting. So today, after I get my shot, I'm going to go over to my buddy Adam's house and soak in his hot tub for a while, see if that doesn't help loosen up some muscles and stuff. And then I'm going to go home after that and play some Beat Saber and some Synth Riders on the Quest 2 and see if I can't get, you know, a 30 minutes to an hour workout. And then if I probably will be dead after that, but if I'm not, I'm going to try to do a couple things around the house too. But I'm just impatient. I'm really impatient. I want shit to happen fast, but it's not going to happen fast. It's going to happen brutally slow, and it's going to be really painful and drawn out. But I can't let that scare me off. I have to tell myself that, you know what, that's just the way it is. And if I don't do shit and I just sit there and stare at the wall and watch the paint dry, I'm good as dead. So now the incentive is there. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Live streaming's been going pretty good over on Twitch. I've been streaming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I've missed, I think, 2 shows in the last month, which isn't ideal. That hit me pretty hard, but it's really difficult to do a show when you're in, like, excruciating amounts of pain. Like, that's some days, like when you don't sleep and you wake up and you're tired, plus you're in a lot of pain. It's like, that's not a good formula to go on camera, and I learned that the hard way a couple of times. But lately, the last couple of streams, other than just getting really uncomfortable and exhausted towards the end, I've been doing pretty good. So I'm really happy that I'm still able to do that. I still pine to come back to edited content for YouTube, but that's seeming more and more unrealistic currently with the way things are going. But hopefully at some point, if I can get, you know, my VR up to like an hour or something like that, and I'm not just dying trying to do it, then maybe I'll do, you know, some content doing some gaming and some VR and stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. And, you know, just focusing on the stuff that I want to do and the stuff that I like to do and sharing that with y'all. And we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes when the time comes. I definitely need to do something about my house, though. My house is falling apart. Summertime's coming around. I was able to fix my microwave. That was cool, so I saved myself $500 there. Maybe I can put that towards the medical bills to finally go see the weight doctor guy. But there's a lot more stuff that's broken and falling apart in my house. The carpet is completely shot. The carpet's almost 20 years old. And so there's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be done on the house that should have been done, you know, at milestones, and it never was. And that's going to be something that I hope I can put a dent in this summer, but I just need to, you know, tell myself, listen, I used to be able to do this stuff. I'm not going to be able to, you know, be down on my hands and knees doing carpentry for hours anymore. I'm not going to be able to do any crazy amounts of plumbing. So I'm going to focus on doing like little repair projects that are accessible to me, and then just call in like a handyman and a contractor or something to do the other stuff, if and when we can afford it. Of course, the crypto market just took a big old shit, but that's nothing new. Crypto market takes a shit like every year, like clockwork. Everybody panics, it goes down, then it goes right back up again, and then it ends up being worth way more than it did before. So I learned my lesson. I'm not selling anything. I'm riding out the whole storm. Because every other time there was a crypto crash, and I panic sold everything because everybody was like, oh, get rid of it. This is it. It's going to end. Everybody's banning crypto. By the way, everybody's been saying they've been banning crypto for like 5 years now. So everybody's like, oh, they're banning crypto. Oh my God, Elon said a bad thing. So we got so everybody panics and they sells, but it's only the people that don't understand. Only the people that don't understand crypto long term, they sell because they're freaking out and they believe all this bullshit. And then everybody that holds ends up just making a killing, and then all the people, you know, buy the dip, drive it way back up, and make a ton of money off of all the people that panic and got out. So that's why I always say don't invest anything you can't lose. That's why I've never bought any crypto. I only mine it and acquire it through like affiliate links and gifts and tips and stuff like that. I will not buy crypto because the second I put real money into it that I can't afford to lose, I'm going to be like, oh shit, and I'm going to pull out when it's dropping because I've done it before. I know this from experience, personal experience. And I sold all my Bitcoin during the huge Bitcoin crash that was way bigger than this one. Way bigger than this one, the one that happened like 3-4 years ago. I sold all my Bitcoin at like $326 a coin. I had 14 coins. I made like, I want to say like $4,000, $3,800 or $4,000, something like that. And if I had held that crypto for 2 years and I didn't panic sell, that same crypto would have been worth almost $1 million, like 900,000. So I could have paid off my house, could have paid off everything, all my debt, could have put my kid through college, could have gave him a nice start to his life. But I panicked and I sold even when all the experts were telling me not to. And everybody else, the majority of people were like, oh, do it, you did the right thing. But all the experts were like, man, dude, this is going to happen over and over again. This is a market that you know, anything on social media, anything big people are talking about stuff, they can steer this market around, but they can't hold it at that. They can cause a dip, but they can't hold that dip. And so they do it all the time so that they can buy more, right? It's just, you know, Elon, do you think Elon's not buying Bitcoin? Do you think he's just selling all of his Bitcoin and getting out of Bitcoin? No, he's going to buy this dip and have way more Bitcoin than he ever did. Like him attacking Bitcoin isn't because he doesn't want Bitcoin. It's because he wants to drive as many people to Doge as possible because he's trying to corner the market on Doge. So that it can be Elon's currency, right? It's not under the thumb of the SEC, so he can manipulate it all he wants and he doesn't get in any legal trouble like he did when he manipulated Tesla stock. I mean, that's just the businessman, right? The business, you know, it's a shitty, scummy thing to do, but it's like, you know, these people don't get super hyper wealthy like this and stuff by always doing what's right and being morally driven, right? So they get shit done by doing, you know, whatever is within the realms of the law and sometimes on the periphery. But at any rate, if you guys are wondering my stance, it's not financial advice, but me, I've made that mistake twice now, where I sold and got out because I was afraid it was going to zero, and both times it doubled within a year. So this time I'm just holding. I looked at my crypto wallet, it's down a third. So I lost a third of everything I've accumulated in 2 years in crypto when I rebuilt my portfolio. And it's like, yeah, that's disheartening. When you look at it, you're like, oh my God. And there's a part of you that says just sell because, you know, that's if it goes to zero, you just lost a used car. And that's always there, and that's why people sell. And I'm like, no, I told myself this time, no, I am not making this damn mistake again. I'm just going to hold. I'm going to hold. So I set some reminders for 1 year because I have 1 billion people messaging me on Twitter saying that I'm absolutely wrong and crypto's going to zero and China's going to ban it, so Bitcoin will be dead, you know, in a month. And I'm dumb for saying that I'm going to hold on to it and everybody's going to lose their money because of me and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I mean, no matter what I say, I'm going to get the haters, right? And so I set a reminder for 1 year, and I was like, you guys, if you're right and I'm wrong, you can say I told you so. I'll even set a year reminder so you can tell me that. But I've been at this for too long to buy into this horse shit that happens every single time. It's not even different. It's the same thing. It's just history repeating itself over and over and over again because it works, because people respond the same way. Hell, even the stock market's not impervious to it. Even with all the laws and all the taxation and the SEC and all that, you still have people that freak out and cause speculation in short stocks and try to knock them down, right? I mean, it's what humans do. They all try to rob each other, and then the only thing is the stock market uses an intermediate. The stock market just gives you the ability to steal everybody's money while blaming everybody else. But it's ultimately gambling. Like, you know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong and I could lose everything, but that's the bet I'm going to make, because honestly, I would rather lose everything that I've accumulated in crypto than sell it and watch Bitcoin go to $200,000 and know that I could have sold that and helped out my son and everything a lot. Because yeah, sure, I can sell it now, and once I pay all the taxes and everything on it, it'll be a little tiny chunk of money that I could use to pay some bills for a couple of months or whatever. It's not going to change my life. It's not going to change my son's life. So I would rather keep it in on the chance that one day it might be able to. And if I lose it, at least I can say that I tried, you know. But I can't, and I can handle like being like losing some and be like, you know what, I tried and I lost. You know, shit happens. But I'll tell you what, I cannot handle another round of shit. I panicked, I sold, and I got screwed and lost another $1 million. I can't handle that again. So this time, I'm riding out the storm. I'm riding out all the storms. I'm sure this won't be the last one. Like, every time Bitcoin goes up a huge amount, it always crashes first. So mark my words, Bitcoin might be down to what? Like, I think it hit 30-some thousand, now it's up to 40 again. Mark my words, within 6 months, Bitcoin will be past where it was at its peak. And at least I believe that's going to happen. And I'm still not going to sell. I'm not selling any of that. I'm holding it. I'm holding it forever until it turns into a piece of money that changes my life and changes my family's future. I'm not interested. It's a lottery ticket. Most investments are, honestly. They're just lottery tickets with different odds. Because you can even invest in stuff that only has like a 1% gain that's really, really safe and still have a bad year and lose money. I mean, it's just the nature of investment. If investment was always a guaranteed return, like every single person would have the same exact investment and there wouldn't be enough money for everybody to make that return. So logically, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm just going to ride it out. As far as anything else that's going on, not a ton. My life isn't nearly as interesting as it used to be. I hope it is again one day, though, because I genuinely miss it. VR has been really helpful, though. And the weather's been helpful, too. It's been sunny outside. Not today, really. But the weather's been decent overall, so I've been able to get outside, 3 times in the last week. I even took out one of my e-bikes and rode it around a little bit. Couldn't do much, just stuck around near my house. I was too worried about going too far just in case a chain broke or a battery died or a motor went wrong or something. Just because I can't pedal very well with my back all jacked up the way it is. But yeah, it was nice to get outside, and that sunlight, man, does that make a difference in your mood. Like, if you're tired and you're worn down and you're grumpy and depressed, it's like, just go outside. It's hard to convince yourself to go outside. But if you go outside and just chill for a little while, man, does it help a lot. It does a ton for your mood. And so for me, that's been, awesome. So I hope I can do that all summer long. I just need to make sure I get as much progress as I possibly can during the time that I can. Because once next winter rolls around, it's going to be really difficult, if not impossible, to get outside and do stuff, since winter sports are just not on the menu with the way my back is. But I need to get out as much as I can right now, and I'm going to do that. All right, guys. Well, I'm about rolled up on my doctor here, and I got to start taking some deep breaths and get in there, and they're going to use a fluoroscope to look into my back and guide a giant needle into my spine. This is like the 4th or 5th time I've done this. So you'd think it'd get easier, but it is incredibly painful. But the good news is, once the procedure's over, it only lasts like 3 to 5 minutes. Once the procedure's over, all the pain goes away. It does. There's no lingering pain. A little bit of soreness, but no lingering pain. So I just gotta get through that, 3 to 5 minutes of pain, and then I'm good to go. So wish me luck, guys. I'm really hoping that this shot does a lot more than the last one. But again, they're a crapshoot, right? Depending on the positioning of the shot, it can do a lot or it can do very little. Sometimes they work better than others. They're very unpredictable. And so, but if it does work, it buys me, 1 to 3 months of a lot less pain and a lot more mobility, and I can do things a lot longer. So here's hoping, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for the support here on Patreon, guys. If you need to get a hold of me, shoot me a DM, or you can hit me up over on Twitter at Barnacules when I'm there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow on Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific on Twitch TV/Barnacules, and then on Tech Talk on YouTube. And we may be moving Tech Talk from YouTube in the future. I'll let you guys know more about that on the next Tech Talk. But I'll see you guys over there on Saturday at 10 a.m. with David Hewlett and Auxiliary. All right, guys. You're awesome. I appreciate it. Time to go get my big boy medicine.